7th grade, and welcome to this week's final lesson involving percents, parts, and wholes. Go ahead and please take out your math notebook and turn to a clean sheet, naming today's date. Alrighty, let's go ahead and review our objective today. I can find the percent of a number given part and whole. Now previously, we have been looking at how to find whole of a number, how to find part of a number. Now we're going to be looking at how to find the percent of a number. In order to do that, we're going to be using our similar equation that we've also just been talking about here with part over whole equals percent over 100. So, in looking at this, in a 30-minute television show, 12 minutes of airtime is spent on commercials. Another way to look at this is, let's say in a 30-minute YouTube video, 12 minutes of airtime is spent on commercials. We know that YouTube is becoming more and more about advertising, and many times when we want to click on a video, many times we have those ads that take about a minute and a half or 2 minutes of our time. So let's find the percentage of how much time that really is. So, using part over whole equals percent over 100, let's go ahead and solve that, shall we? So when looking at it, what two values in our word problem here do we have? Correct. We have 30 and we have 12. Very good. In this problem, what is whole and what is part? Correct. Whole is going to be 30. Very good. So, 30 is going to be our whole. What is going to be our part? 12. Correct. So now we have 12 over 30 equals our percent. Now, do we know our percent yet? Right, we don't. So we're going to give it a variable, right? So let's make it an x. So in doing so, we're going to first do what? Right, cross multiply. When cross multiplication, once again, we're going to multiply going across like a butterfly's wings. 12 times 100 will give me 1200 or 1200 because all I'm adding is 2 zeros when you're multiplying by 100. And 30 times x will give me 30x. Now how do I solve this problem? Correct. I divide both sides by 30. When I do that, so 1200 divided by 30, I end up with x equals 40. So, in a 30-minute television show, 12 minutes of airtime is spent on commercials. How much time is that? That would be 40%. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me an email. I'll be more than happy to direct you and re-explain how this problem is set up and we go about solving it. Let's go through another example, shall we? Let's say that we have two students. And let's say we have Mr. Cole and Mr. Jamie. And each one of them has a goal of raising $250 for their fundraiser. But so far, Cole has only raised $150, and Jamie has only raised $180. So our objective is what percentage of that have they raised so far? So we're going to need to set up two separate problems to figure out percentages for this problem. So first things first, what is our whole for this entire problem? Correct. $250 is our whole because that's the money that both Cole and Jamie are trying to earn for their fundraiser independently. So, for Cole's problem, 150 is going to be our part, much like 180 is also going to be a part. So in going and setting this up, we're going to do 150 over 250 equals x over 100, because again, we don't know what that percentage is. Once again, we cross multiply. So 150 times 100, we get 15,000 equals 250x. Now, once again, we divide both sides by 250. So 1,500 divided by 250, we end up with x equals 60%. So for Cole, he has raised 60% of his fundraiser goal. If we were to look at Jamie, 180 now over 250 equals our percentage we don't know yet over 100. So, once again, we cross multiply. 180 times 100, we get 18,000 equals 250x. Now, we're going to divide both sides by 250 once again. So, x equals 72%. So, Jamie has raised 72% of his fundraiser goal. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'd be more than happy to direct you with other resources to help you understand this concept. All right, let's go ahead and, now your homework is once again going to be posted on Google Classroom. Let's go ahead and answer our exit slip, shall we? So, if you bought a winter coat for $34.10 and the original price was $62, what percent, so the objective here is what percent of the original cost are you paying? I'll go ahead and pause the video right now and go ahead and try to answer this exit slip for me, please. All right, let's go ahead and solve it, shall we? So our original value is going to be $62. $62 we're going to mark as our whole. $34.10 we're going to mark as our part, because that is our discount of the coat. So in setting this up, we can do $34.10 over 62 equals x over 100. So again, let's go ahead and cross multiply, shall we? So 62 times x will give me 62x, and $34.10 times 100. Again, when we multiply by a number that is either 10, 100, or 1,000, we can just move our decimal place over two places. So what we'll end up with is $3,410. We're going to divide both sides by $62. So in doing so, we'll end up with x equals 55%. Join me next week when we apply more application problems to finding percent, part, and whole in next week's lessons. Stay tuned.